This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Woo! Wow! What a night, and good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Postcast, brought by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Tonight, we are discussing the Reds' unreal comeback against the Chicago White Sox, 5-4. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Kalshi. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade $10. On tonight's show, we're going to talk about Michael Toglia making his debut with the team, Emilio Pagán's insane 14-pitch battle in extra innings. Nick Lodolo comes back on the hill. But you know where we're starting tonight. We're starting tonight with that unreal comeback.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Sometimes it's fun to be a Reds fan. Some nights I come on here and I'm just excited to come on here and talk Reds ball with you guys. And tonight is one of those nights. It's called what it was. It looked dim. It looked really dim there for a bit. White Sox, AL Central leaders, having a really good comeback run since the post-trade deadline. Sean Burke is chopping the team up. You're thinking, this is just fourth loss in a row, right? That's what it is. And then the Reds say, not so fast. So they're down 3-0 after the fourth inning. And then Gino hits a homer in the fifth. Brings it within, slam range, obviously. The eighth inning, though, that's the rally. That's where this game becomes big for the Reds. So we get, let's just walk through it. Let's walk through it. Let's have a good time. So Ellie singles to bring in Matt McLain. You're like, okay, we got life. We got a chance. Let's go. Then Tyler Stevenson brings the boom with that single, brings in 2 runs, ties the game up. You're feeling really good. It's going to be pretty exciting, right? Then we get the extras, and Ellie, every show, when Ellie has a chance to win the game, I have someone come up here and they say, well, he's not clutch. Situational hitting tonight, sack fly, brings in McLain, Reds take the lead, and they don't look back from there. That, my friends, is a huge win for the Cincinnati Reds. That, my friends, is a comeback for comebacks. That, my friends, is a night we all needed after the sweep of the Washington Nationals this weekend. We needed a bounce back game. We needed something to feel good about. We needed something to just have joy. And we got that tonight. This was awesome. This was a really fun game. And it was a night the Reds absolutely needed. So huge win for the Redlegs. All the excitement in the world. Let's get to the turning point of the game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
It was our guy Tyler Stevenson with a 2-run single to tie the game up in the 8th inning. JJ Bleday does get out at second, which would have been the go-ahead run, but I can live with that because the Reds do, in fact, go and win the game. One other big storyline for tonight is Nick Lodolo makes his return to the hill. For how long they'll have him, who knows? But Lodolo goes 4 innings, gives up 4 earned runs on 5 hits, has 5 strikeouts, but does give up 3 solo shots. Am I going to act like this is something that's super impressive from him? No, not really. But am I going to say that I don't think he was as bad as his box score says? Yeah, I think you can make the case there. Did he take a bit to get settled in? Sure. Yeah, that happens. First batter he faces, hits a home run. Okay. And then he goes out there and he worked, he's all right. I know he gives up a couple more homers, gives up another run after that. And you're thinking that, I don't know. But when you kind of dive deeper into it, the breaking ball was a little better than we thought it the strikeouts were great. So I'm just kind of disappointed with Nick Lodolo, where he's kind of just the cherry on top, right? It's if he gives them anything, cool. If he gets 4 or 5 starts, great. Am I confident in that? Not one bit. But I will say that I am enjoying Nick Lodolo when he is able to pitch. Now, this is a good team, like I said. Next, he's going to pitch against the Marlins, who have been kind of roller coaster this season as well, where they'll have sometimes you watch the Marlins at like night and you're like, man, they're pretty good. And some nights you watch them and you go, I don't know about that. But if he can keep doing, I mean, he's gonna have to do significantly better than tonight, obviously. But I think tonight was fine for what they got from him. You know, he wasn't gonna throw a lot of pitches, and then just kind of hand it over to the bullpen, which Johnny says it here, which was my next point. Luis-Imagn, these last 2 outings has been tremendous. 2 innings tonight with 2 strikeouts. Slider looked crisp. He was locating that wherever he wanted to tonight, and that was really, really cool to see. Pierce Johnson had a nice inning as well. Hadn't seen that in a bit. Gets a strikeout. TJ Antone has a clean inning, and then Brock Burke was freaking awesome. Now, I know we're going to talk about Emilio Pagán after the break, but I just want to say kudos to all those guys for handing the ball over to Pagán, keeping the, don't really give up any runs. So the bullpen had to do 6 innings tonight. The bullpen went 6 innings of shutout ball. Now, the thing to look at is how many pitches they threw. Luis-Imagn throws 21. So you probably think Luis-Imagn is not available tomorrow. Pierce Johnson throws 8. TJ Antone throws 9. Brock Burke does throw 18. Emilio Pagán throws 17. 14 of those are on 1 at bat, which we're going to talk about here after that. But this was a really great night to be a Reds fan. We haven't had a whole lot of those this year, but I'm going to enjoy it. And we're going to talk real quick about Emilio Pagán, because that battle he had in the extra innings was incredible. And like we said, he's been on fire of late. So we'll talk about that and more right after this. But first, we're going to bring you this episode brought to you by our friends at Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform where you can trade on every single game. Make baseball season count much more this year. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Tonight, if you download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON, you get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi. Kalshi. You can trade on anything. If you want to look ahead to tomorrow, you can trade on the Reds and the White Sox. And today, the Reds weren't necessarily favored by the Kalshi markets, and the Reds went ahead and put together that nice win. So look ahead to tomorrow and see if they can keep this going, make it promising. Say you're getting ready for the NBA season, you want to trade on future win totals. That's available. NFL division winners, that's available too. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements do apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, visit kalshi.com/regulatory. Also, before we get into the rest of today's show, it's time to bring on the Everyday Icon, brought to you by Stance. As the official sock partner of Major League Baseball, Stance knows greatness isn't built in a single moment. It's earned over time through consistency, preparation, and showing up every day. That's why each week we're recognizing one player whose performance embodies those same qualities. As you know, I love my Stance socks. I always have them right here next to me. So when I'm not wearing them, I show them off to you here on the show because I am a fanatic of Stance socks. This icon is going to be Tyler Stevenson, a guy we didn't think was even going to be on the team after the trade deadline, right? And tonight comes up big with a huge at-bat and has obviously been excellent of late. He's just really found his stroke again, and he's a guy that the Reds can find a way to bring him back. I'd absolutely be joyous. In his last 30 games, he's hitting .317 with a .389 on base and .525 slugging. And the time for me is 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 11 walks. He has been excellent, and that's what makes him our Everyday Icon. The Everyday Icon is presented by Stance. Check out the Icon Collection from Stance. Premium comfort, performance, and durability, designed for whatever your day brings. Use promo code LOCKEDON at checkout for 20% off your purchase. Stance, the official sock partner of Major League Baseball. Learn more at stance.com. Finally, the final part of this is we are brought to you by Dose. Can we talk about one of the most underrated organs in your body? Your liver. It's your body's filter processing everything you consume and performing more than 500 functions every day. It's involved in things like energy production, digestion, fat metabolism, and vitamin storage. So it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. That's why you giving your liver daily support can be an important part of building healthy habits. Dose for Your Liver is a clinically backed liver health supplement designed to support daily liver function. Unlike another capsule or powder, Dose comes in a liquid 2-ounce daily shot that tastes like fresh squeezed orange juice. It's 0 sugar, 0 junk, 0 calories, making it an easy addition to your daily routine. I'd probably take dose first thing in the morning. I already have a routine where I'm grabbing coffee, checking my phone, and getting ready for the day. So it would just fit right in there. It's one of those things that's so quick, you don't really have to think about it. You just do it and you move on. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Hold on. Well, all right. Well, yes, we'll go there because the rest of my script is not there. But if you go to dosedaily.com/lockedonmlb and enter code lockedonmlb to get $35 off your first subscription. That got a little funky there at the end. I apologize. But thank you all so much for spending some time with us here on the Everydayer Club. Making Locked On Reds your first listen every day. And if you are an everydayer, I'm getting my words twist tied. You also can join the Everydayer Club for $5 a month or $50 a year. You get access to ad-free episodes of all your favorite Locked On shows. You also get access to our Discord chat. We all appreciate live talking ball with all of you in there. And thank you again. Be sure to check out Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well as your first or second listen. We just appreciate you making us part of your every day. Let's talk about an X Factor tonight. And that's Emilio Pagán.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
That was a flat-out battle in the 10th inning. Emilio Pagán takes the hill, ghost man on second because of the whole stupid rule that we don't like. And he's going against Sam Antonacci. It is a 14-pitch battle. It is Antonacci, to give him credit, is fouling everything off. Foul after foul after foul after foul after foul. And just, it's great. It's fun. It's one of those days where it's mano-a-mano and you're wanting your guy to get the win. And it's really fun. It's just one of these battles. You don't see these all that often in baseball anymore. You don't see these 10 or more pitch at bats. And that was pretty awesome. And he, of course, gets him to strike out at the end. But no shame in that if you're Sam Antonacci. That was a great at bat. And the fact that Emilio Pagán got the best of him was huge to see. Pagán's been so good since he came back from the IL. I feel like I say that sentence every night that he pitches of late, but he picks up his 14th save of the year. He's got his ERA down to 4.10, which if you remember when he came back, it was pretty high. And in his last 15 outings, he's 2-1 with a 2.77 ERA, 8 saves, 13 innings, and 19 strikeouts. So what they're getting right now from Emilio Pagán is money. And that was a lot of fun there to watch. Let's get to our Locked On Player of the Game before we get to our final segment.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I've said his name multiple times, and I'm going to say it again. Shout out Tyler Stevenson, because without him, the Reds don't tie the game up, and the Reds don't find a way to win in the extra innings tonight. So that was huge. If you remember on Sunday's show, after I talked about TJ Friedl grounding to that double play when he was pinch hitting for Key Brian Hayes, I have particularly mentioned one name that the Reds need to give a shot, and that was Michael Toglia. Toglia, I always get it wrong. I actually wrote an article this morning for Reds Talk on SI about why the Reds need to give him a shot. Well, tonight, he got a shot. And in his first at bat, he gets a single. Then he comes around to score one of those 2 runs on the Stephenson at bat. So that was promising. Am I acting like he's going to do this all the time? Of course not. But is he a much better left-handed bat, switch-hitting bat, I should say, off the bench than what we have seen all year? Yeah. Why did it take this long for him to come up? I don't understand. The other nice thing, too, is when the inning was over, he got to go to first base. Sal Stewart gets moved to third base, so he gets to be a little bit more comfortable there. Obviously has the ability to be an outfielder for this team as well. So I think he's a guy that can really help this team out towards the end of the year. Am I acting like he's going to change the season around? No, not even close. But is he going to give the Reds quality at-bats off the bench, even in extra innings? That was a really good at-bat that he moves McLean over from second to third, which can give Elliott the chance to get the sac fly to put the Reds up in the 10th. I would say that this was a really fun night for him, and I would say it's a really fun night for the Reds. So that was pretty cool to see. Also, if we have any people in there Locked On White Sox people or White Sox fans, send me a Pope hat. That was the coolest thing ever. I loved it, seeing 40,000 people wearing Pope hats. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. But hey, it's a great night to be a Reds fan, right? It's a great night to watch our team win games that they look dead to rights and they find a way to win. As the Reds are victors tonight against the Chicago White Sox, 5-4. The Reds have 5 runs on 7 hits and 0 errors. The White Sox have 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Brock Burke is your winning pitcher tonight. He is 5-4 with a 2.79 ERA. Sean Newcomb takes the loss. He's 1-3 with a 2.66. And Emilio Pagán picks up his 14th save of the season. His ERA is down to 4.10. And the Reds are back at it tomorrow night at GABP as Rhett Lowder at Rate Field. As Rhett Lowder takes the hill for the Redlegs, he is 4-7 with a 5.26 ERA, and he'll be going against old friend La Piedra, Luis Castillo, who's 3-9 with a 5.3 earned run average. If you remember, the Reds saw Castillo in Seattle before he ended up being traded to the White Sox. First pitch will be at 7:40 p.m. Eastern, and I will be here right after to talk about the game with all of you. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Whether you're catching me live here on YouTube or first thing in the morning, if you want to catch a recap of what happened in the action while you probably went to bed a little early. But please be sure to continue to make Locked On Reds your first listen or your second listen each and every day. We definitely appreciate it. And don't forget to check out Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. So Steve is like in Spain right now, living his best life. So might just be Jeff. We'll see. Everyone, thank you again so much. A really fun night to be a Reds fan. I'm Tim Daniel. Go Redlegs. I will see you tomorrow.